What's good, everybody? Welcome to Pro Talk. Clap, 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 clap. Today's conversation is all about alignment, but not just the kind you think about when you hear the word chiropractic. We're talking about aligning your health, your purpose, your relationships, and the life you're building. My guest today is someone I've known for over a decade. We met freshman year at Bethune-Cookman University through the Marching Wildcats and became Brothers of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated together. But today, I get to sit down with him as he continues to build an incredible legacy. He's a chiropractor, entrepreneur, and someone who is passionate about helping people live healthier lives. We're going to talk about his life's journey, the truth behind some common health myths, entrepreneurship, relationships, and what it really means to stay aligned while chasing your goals. So sit back, lock in, and welcome my brother, Dr. Joquan Charleswell, to Pro Talks.
Thank you for
How
having
you
me,
doing,
man.
brother?
Thank you. I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good.
Appreciate you, man, for blessing the platform.
No problem.
And yeah. Oh, to my viewers too. I know y'all noticed there's a difference in the setting today, so I'll let Dr. Charleswell, give us a little rundown of where we are and a little bit about himself.
Okay, so well, first starting off where we are in my office. So I have an office here in Chamblee, Georgia,
Mhm.
not too far from the Atlanta area, and we decided to kind of switch up the venue a little bit. I talked to my good friend Bear Hair, was like, "Can we do it in my office?" You know, trying to give a little scenery, get a little chiropractic, little doctor stuff, medical going on with this.
Yeah.
But a little bit about me. So my name is Dr. Joquan Charleswell. I'm originally from the U.S. Virgin Islands, but I was raised here in Georgia, Ellenwood, Georgia, to be exact. Excuse me. But I was raised here in Ellenwood, Georgia, and met Barrett, Bethune-Cookman University. We was in band together. Ended up becoming a chiropractor through my whole medical journey, and I just love it. I wouldn't change it for nothing.
That's great, bro. That's great to hear, man. So, yeah, anybody out there looking for a chiropractor, or if you're having issues with your bones or need an adjustment or anything like that,
Pain.
hit my boy up, man. He's local to the Atlanta area, so yeah, we'll drop all your information in the description after that
Cool. That makes it a
episode.
lot easier.
Yeah, absolutely, bro, absolutely. So to get started, we're gonna talk a little bit about uh before you became a doctor. Um, so the first question would be like before you became Dr. Charleswell, who was I know you gave a little bit about who you were at the just now, but who was Joquan before the title doctor?
Um, so me personally, I was a very helpful person,
Mhm.
that led me into wanting to be a chiropractor, wanted to be a doctor because I've always been somebody that wanted to help
Mhm.
between family, friends. I was a very supporting person, uh, humble, not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but I've just always been that type of person that always wanted to give a helping hand, just be there for other people. And me personally, I'm very calm, cool, collected, but I like to have a good time. I like to enjoy what I do, especially if something that I'm passionate about. You know what I mean? My whole thing is if I can have you to enjoy yourself, then I enjoy myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So me before chiropractic, me before being a doctor was just somebody that always wanted to have good vibes about them, bring good vibes to the area that I'm around, other
Mhm.
people, friends and family, and just be there for them, support them, and help them out.
Got you. Got you, man. Yeah, and I know, like I said before, I think we met in 2014. I know Jaquan for
Yeah.
over a decade. Yeah, he's always been a super helpful dude, man. Always very level headed. I think in times of which we in college where we weren't the most level headed or we were the wildest during our years, I think I would say he was one of the more level headed guys that I surrounded myself with. Um, so to just channeling into my next question, while we were freshmen at Bethune Cookman, did you ever think that we would be in your office talking about chiropractic?
Honestly, no. Now, I've always wanted to be a doctor. I went to
Mm,
school at Bethune-Cookman University to become a doctor,
mm-hmm.
get my biology degree and then move up the ranks. But chiropractic was not in the
In the
viewpoint at
plans.
all. I was not thinking about being a chiropractor. I didn't even think I knew about chiropractic really in college. A lot of that came after, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The most that I learned about chiropractic was probably towards the end when my parents got in a car accident.
Mm,
But I never thought I would have been chiropractor, have my own practice,
mm-hmm.
and doing an interview in my own practice. So
Right.
that was not expected.
Yeah, no, for sure, bro. Yeah, I was always curious because I knew you were a biology major,
Mhm.
but was there like a specific plan you had before discovering um chiropractic? Like, what did you want to become like a physician or like a dentist or like what was kind of the
Yeah.
plan?
So I originally wanted to be a pediatrician.
Okay.
That was
Nice.
like from when I was a child to Bethune-Cookman University,
Mm,
pediatrician. And then I had a change, I want to say my sophomore year, which made me like realize like, oh, this is not what I really wanted to do.
mhm.
Wanted to be a doctor, but this was not the type of doctor I wanted to be. So leading all the way up to my, collegiate years was pediatrician, pediatrician, pediatrician. And I like really, beat that into my head. Like that's what I'm going to be.
Right.
Then I got to Cookman and I took a organic chemistry class, right?
Mhm.
So when I took that class, and I would never forget this because this really changed my whole perception of the body as well as the medical field. We were pretty much talking basically about what cancer is and how it affects the body.
Mhm.
And what the basics of cancer is like uncontrollable cells that's growing, right? That's where the tumors come from, right?
Right.
So he was talking a lot about how in the Black community, it affects us a lot because of things we eat, like fried chicken,
Mm.
fried pork, a lot of that type of stuff. You know what I
Neck
mean? French
bones,
fries,
pig
neck bone.
feet,
Right. You know what I'm saying?
pig feet.
So I was like, bro, like, how do we get here? Like, how did we get here? So what he
Right.
talked about was chemical reaction. When
Mhm.
you have these foods, you take these foods and you deep fry them, when you
Mhm.
cook them on high for long periods of time, that heat causes a chemical reaction. Heat speeds things up. Cool, ice cold slows things down. So if you speed up something, now the chemicals, the cells, growth, all those reactions are now faster than what they need to be. Then
Mhm.
us consuming them, because that's the nature of just us,
Mhm.
we consume them now. Our cells then get rapidly sped up. You know what I mean? So then
Gotcha.
now that causes cells to rapidly speed up, rapidly grow, uncontrollable cancer. You see what I'm saying?
Ah.
So I was just like, man, this is crazy. What do we do? What do we do? And he was like, well, a great way to do it, because it's organic chemistry, natural
Mhm.
antioxidants. And I said, man, I need to get some. And he was like, eat a couple blueberries every single day, and that would significantly help. Now, I'm not going to say it's going to cure it,
Right.
but it would definitely help decrease a lot of the effects. So I thought to myself, if you can sit here and tell me that blueberries can make a big change in how my body like reacts to chemicals
Right.
and things of that nature, why don't I just do that? You know what I mean? Instead of trying to
Mhm.
go to the physician, nothing against it, but then try to go to the physician, get the whole breakdown, find this medication that I probably can't afford. And then it's like, where do I go
That's
from
true.
here? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
But I can go to a local store, go to a local farmer's market, somebody that I know, I could do it myself, grow some blueberries, and that will help change my makeup significantly.
Mhm.
And that clicked for me because I said, I don't want to be a pediatrician no more. I want to figure out what I can be that can help people's body naturally.
Mhm.
Because if I just figured out that that changes a lot of perception in people, a lot of genetic makeup in the body,
Mhm.
I want to do that.
Right.
So that's where it switched for me. And then I said I wanted to leave pediatrician, and then it went to went to physical therapy at one point,
Mhm.
and then from physical therapy ended up getting a chiropractor from personal experience outside of college.
Okay.
But that was basically the nutshell of what changed pediatrician for me to something outside of that.
Gotcha. And I know too. I think you. I think you aren't you. You're a licensed massage therapist too, right?
Yes, so I
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
massage therapy before chiropractic. That was
Mhm.
actually my first introduction into chiropractic care, or one of
Oh.
them
Okay.
was through massage
Gotcha.
therapy.
Yeah, because I remember
Yeah.
that. I remember when we first graduated, you had went. Didn't you go straight into massage therapies?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. 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 I
Yep.
remember that, man. Dang. So that you got a lot of different skills and everything around on your belt, man. So
Yeah.
that's cool, bro. That's cool. So going back to like you as a person, talking about the band, we both
Hmm.
were in the band. I played the tuba, he played percussion, uh, bass drum in the marching band,
Bass drum, ten drum. Yeah.
bass drum, tenor drum in the
Yep.
marching band. So what was the band Joquan like?
The band Joquan. I was very, I don't want to say militant, but kind of militant. And
Yeah.
that kind of goes to one of my section leaders that, was a part of it. Also our frat brother. Shout out to
Yes.
Birch. When I
Yes.
started off at
Mhm.
tenor drum, Birch
Mhm.
was a very militant type of guy.
Okay.
So he always used to get on me in a matter of, you need to be like this, you need to have this lined up, you need to be structured.
Hmm.
And I took that to heart. You know what I'm saying? Like I
Yeah.
took it and I
Facts.
ran with it. But that built me as a person. I knew I could play. I knew I
Hmm.
had this skill set. I've invested a lot of time into my skill set of playing, but
Hmm.
now I'm on a collegiate level with other people that's pretty much me. Coming from being one of the top players
Hmm.
at your respective school to being the top players from other people's
Hmm.
schools. You know what I'm saying? We're all collectively here. Now it's a competition.
Right.
And for me, I had to really like lock down and focus. So that was like my biggest thing. It was like focus, perfectionist,
Hmm.
because honestly, if I didn't do that, I wasn't gonna have a spot. I started
Mm.
off. I think you probably, yeah, I told you about it. So
Yeah.
originally, remember, I started off on bass drum.
Yes.
But at the time, I was a lot smaller, and I couldn't hold the bass drum, and it was hurting me.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I was on bass drum for all of band camp except for the last day, and they saw like I physically couldn't
Can
hold it,
hold it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and they were like, "Well, you can go from bass drum to tenor drum, or cymbals." I didn't want to do cymbals, nothing against that, but tenor drum was my thing.
Gotcha.
But they said you got to learn all these parts by the next day and challenge for the spot. And I was
Mm.
like,
How am I gonna do
how am I
this?
gonna do that? This was after, this was at the end of practice. So it wasn't even the beginning of practice. It was at
Yeah.
the practice at the end. So that night, me and my freshman brothers, they worked with me, helped me out, and was like, if you want to challenge for the spot, you got to learn everything.
Mm-hmm.
A whole weeks of band camp. So
Jeez.
that was when I was like, okay, I got to buckle down and really take this seriously.
Right.
And I did it, challenged for the spot, and I got it. So I was happy about that. But now everybody's looking at me like, oh, you just got on here.
Mm-hmm.
Now I gotta, level up. So that was the one thing about me. I said the band me is gonna have to be somebody that, is structured, that's focused, very militant, because that was what brought, how I learned, but also that's what got me my spot. It was keeping those type of like thought process and mindsets in order to be able to get that spot. Now outside of playing, oh yeah, we was hanging out.
Yeah.
We were hanging out.
Yeah,
Once we
all
were
the
done
time.
playing, we were, partying, go
Yep.
hang out, just having a good time, because I also still wanted to have a fun aspect about me.
Mm-hmm.
But when it's time to work, it's time to work.
Time to work.
So
Yeah.
that's what it was.
Yeah. Respectfully. Like, I think too, for myself personally, I think band definitely intensified the structure of my life. Like, and I think without it, yeah, I probably would just. I wouldn't say I wasn't organized before band,
Yeah.
but I think marching in the band, specifically at Cookman, just kind of amped the structure up a little bit.
It
more in
definitely
my life. Yeah.
it definitely heightened it, because like saying for me, I always had like a structure about me.
Mm-hmm.
But high school structure and college structure is two different things, especially
Right.
when you went to high school,
Mhm.
Georgia, with your family, parents. Now
Mhm.
you in Florida, and it's like,
Far
who
away
do you
from
call
home,
now?
6 hours from home.
Can't call mom to be like, look, ma, I need a little help with.
Right.
Nah, you
You
can't
gotta
do
figure
that.
it out.
Right. Got to figure it out. Got to talk to your homeboys. Got to go to financial aid about 10 times.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So the structure is different. So it took everything that I had and elevated it, but it, it put me more in like a, I guess, competitive, stance and mindset, because it's like, I got to really like better myself if I'm trying to make it.
Exactly. So last question about this before the doctor segment. As you know, me and Joquan, we're part of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, the first fraternity, first intercollegiate fraternity for Black people.
That's right.
Black males.
Black males. Yes.
And we pledged together. Shout out to Spring 16.
Shout out to y'all. 10
Delta
year.
Beta, Bethune Cookman.
10 year.
10 years. Wow. It has been 10 years. Jeez.
We old, man.
With it being 10 years since we played. Oh, and Joquan is my line brother as well. We pledged together. Shout out to Rob too. He's behind the camera. Pledged together as well. So talking about Alpha Alpha, what does Alpha Phi Alpha mean to you today?
What does Alpha Phi Alpha mean to me today? Legacy.
Okay.
Legacy is a big one for me.
Mhm.
I'm gonna start with legacy first, because that what made me like want to be alpha was the legacy behind it. Excuse me. When you grow up and you learn about like the fraternities and what they stand for and what they mean, all I saw for alpha was leaders, legacy, change, and I said, this is me. You know what I'm saying? Like, people would say I'm this type of person, like, oh, you got your good head on your shoulders. Oh, you're gonna go do great things. It's like, that's cool and all, but to see other people before me do that in a sense of like unison, you know what I mean? Like working together to do that, I was like, man, that's a big thing for me. So legacy was like a really big standpoint, because I felt like I resonated with that. And it's like, well, I want to have my own legacy. I want to leave something behind as well too. From that, I'm also go to brotherhood. And I go to that because I have a younger sister. I'm the big brother, right? I had a lot of friends, a lot of male friends, but when you are a part of a fraternity, the brotherhood is different. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got line brothers, you got, your prophytes, and basically it's one of those things where people are there to help you, grow and elevate,
Right. Exactly.
when I got to chiropractic school after I left Bethune-Cookman, Alpha like opened a lot of doors for me because of just the people who I knew, people who I was around, and that helped kind of guide me, through the medical field. You know what I'm saying? Through the medical world, because I was able to find people that were willing to help me because they were a brother.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
So like legacy and brotherhood are like big things for me, and that was one of the things that drew me into Alpha, was to be a good brother and to build a legacy. That's what I wanted from my experience, and that's what I wanted to bring to others as well too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Legacy, big part for me too. And brotherhood. I think I tell people all the time, though Alpha Phi Alpha is a huge, there's many brothers around the country, around the
Yeah.
world. But people ask me like, what do you value the most? And brotherhood and legacy is the same thing for me. Like brotherhood being first, because I feel like that was the main reason why I joined the fraternity. And then legacy kind of came, it kind of developed into wanting to build a legacy while being within the fraternity.
Right.
Yeah. All right, man. So going into this next segment, it's called "Let's Get Aligned."
Ooh,
So
like
my next question, my next question will be, when people hear the word alignment, they think about the spine, right? With the, obviously working in chiropractic,
right.
but in your opinion, what does alignment mean in everyday life?
Ooh, alignment in everyday life.
Mhm.
I would start off with mental first.
Okay.
So alignment in everyday life starts off with your mental state. Like for some people, that means waking up, meditating. For me, myself, that's waking up, saying a prayer. The mental is what starts your day. Even going into chiropractic, we believe what we say, up, down, inside out. Right? Up, down,
Okay.
inside out. That's how the body like works, heals. That's our whole, like the foundation of one of our philosophies, right?
Okay.
So from the up, down, up is the brain, up is the mind, thought process. So alignment for every day, for me, one of the biggest things is make sure your mind is right. Making sure your mind is clear. Everything in regards into like the spine and the joints and all that stuff, that's very important as well. And it comes to that. But if you don't have a good mindset, nothing's gonna work. Like I always tell my patients, I want you to be comfortable. You know what I mean? When it comes to the type of treatment I do, I've learned different type of techniques, and I tell them straight up, I'm like, my goal is to make sure you're comfortable. So whatever technique you're comfortable with, I'll do that, because now your mind is not worried about, is he gonna break my back, or is he gonna hurt me? Is he gonna push me through the table, or is he gonna jump off the top rope? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's more a matter of like, okay, he's willing to like listen. My mind is calm. I'm relaxed, so I can move forward. And then just on a daily note, a lot of my patients, they just talk to me about what they're going through, and I just try to be listening ear. That's actually something they taught us in chiropractic school. Is like, you're going to be a therapist too, low key, because you're just going to listen to people, and that was something I prided myself on. And I just like, look, make sure your mind is, your thought process, your mental is in a good state. I think that's like ideal alignment.
I got you. That's good, bro. Because I was gonna also add to your point. When like you said, working in chiropractic, you're also a therapist.
Yeah.
You're helping people solve a problem. But I think naturally, as human beings, when you work with them to solve one problem, and they're comfortable enough with you, they're gonna bring them more other problems
Yeah.
outside of the physical area. So I can see that point as well. Do you feel like someone can be as successful but completely misaligned? I know it's a
Like
cliche question.
the actual person themselves, can
Yeah.
they be successful? Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
can someone be, because if they're not aligned, like, so if they're not if they're completely misaligned,
Oh yeah.
like, do you
Yeah.
mentally, physically, spiritually, like, do you feel like they could be successful still?
Yeah, you could definitely be successful. I mean, that's where the, people talk about the what is it, code switching or wearing a mask and things like that. Yeah, most definitely. You can be
People do that
successful.
all the time.
Bro,
Yeah,
you can, it's always one of those things was like the grass is not green on the other side.
exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
You can see people on social media all the time living the grandest life, the successful life, and it's nothing to knock them. They could be successful. But what do they have to go through to get that success? You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. Sometimes it's a point where it takes the way of who they are, the organics of themselves. So yeah, you could definitely be successful and out of alignment from a mental standpoint. From a physical standpoint, you can run a mile, multiple miles. You can be the fastest person alive. That doesn't mean you're out of alignment. That doesn't mean you're not in pain. That doesn't mean everything is working how it's supposed to be. That doesn't mean after you finish, you go lay down and you're like, I'm broke. I can't do nothing
Yeah,
else. I'm
yeah,
done for
yeah,
the day. You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
Cast.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're still successful in what you do,
Mm-hmm.
but you're still out of alignment. And that's from this, physical standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
Spiritual, I'm a Christian.
Right.
Uh, you can have that success in life. Like I'm doing great things. I'm doing successful things, business wise, friendships, relationship. But if you don't have that relationship with Jesus Christ, that just puts you in a point, in a stance of like, are you really successful?
Mm-hmm.
That was something I'm not gonna say I dealt with, but I realized in myself with just elevating. I've always had Jesus Christ in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got to the point where I was doing better, I
Mm-hmm.
sat down and realized like I can also do more in my spiritual walk. You know what I
Mm.
mean? There's more that I need to do in my spiritual walk.
It's real.
I'm
Yeah.
not successful in my spiritual walk. I'm out of alignment. You know what I mean? So I was successful in what I was doing. Good grades, graduated, making money. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm doing good, successful, being successful as a doctor.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, I had to remember like all that came from Jesus Christ. You know what I'm saying? That was all a
He's the
blessing brought
source.
upon me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it was never a neglect, but it was something that I felt like I needed to put more emphasis on.
I feel you.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
most definitely you can be successful and out of alignment in all those aspects.
Yeah, facts, bro. No, it's funny you said that because that segued actually to the next question I was gonna ask. And this question was simply like, what's something you had to adjust in your life, to become who you are today?
Oh, so spirituality was definitely one thing that I had to adjust.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Understanding, being okay with not being comfortable was something that I had to adjust with.
That's a big one. Yeah.
And also being okay with people not being okay with me. Right?
Not being a people pleaser.
Right. That was
That's
a
important too.
big thing for me as well
Mm-hmm.
too. I'm not gonna say I'm a people pleaser,
Yeah.
but I don't like to see the people who I care about down. You know what I mean? I
Gotcha.
would give you the shirt off my back if you really needed it and I had
Mm-hmm.
it, I would. But I can't do that for everybody. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And it got to the point where I kind of, I guess, had like a blended line of realizing who were the people that needed that type of treatment and who
Mm-hmm.
were the people that just needed, general support.
I got you.
Um, so that was some things I had to change because I had to realize that if I wanted to grow and elevate,
Mm-hmm.
I had to be able to, one, invest in myself, but also invest in myself spiritually, bringing Jesus back, more into my life because that's what's going to help me grow and elevate. That was giving me strength.
Mm-hmm.
And that allowed me to notice and see like these are things I need to change. I need to move differently with my time. I need to take care of my body more. That
Mm-hmm.
was a big change when I started realizing like I'm in a profession where I have to sacrifice my body to help other people's body. You know what I
Facts.
mean?
Yeah.
And I've already had multiple car accidents, marching band, years and years of
Mm-hmm.
marching band. A lot of that put me in physical strain. So I had to change my health habits, so actually being more intentional with my exercises, my
Mm-hmm.
eating habits, drinking more water, things of that nature.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That makes sense. Yeah, I feel like too. It's like as we get older, I mean, I feel like there's always an adjustment that needs to be made. Because I feel like
Mhm.
everything is not gonna be even. Like you're not gonna be.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be 25, 25, 25, 25, or 50, 50, whatever. There's always somewhere we can be doing better. Like, or it could
Yeah.
be.
And it's always going to change too,
Hmm.
like, life is going to change.
Exactly.
So
That too. Yeah.
I'm going to, at this one point, it's like, yeah, I needed to increase or change how I, perceive working with other people.
Mm-hmm.
But then at some point later down in life, I might have to change how I changed that perception. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like life is going to change and also being okay with that,
Yes.
being okay of realizing that you can't control everything.
Mm-hmm.
That also goes along with the spirituality that I mentioned too, because
That's good
I used
too.
to always stress
Mm-hmm.
trying to control things like, okay, I got to fix this situation.
Mm-hmm.
And then I still don't fix it. Now I'm stressed and it's still not fixed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That even studying is like, I got to study, make sure I do this. Now I'm stressed and I still don't remember the things that I study. You know what I mean? So it put me in a position to realize like all you can do is your best.
Exactly.
Did my best. And what happens, happens. Trust in the Lord, trust in what He blessed me with,
Mm-hmm.
skills, my family, friends, support. And I'm going to just let things be, let go, let God, literally.
Facts.
And that was a big change for me.
Yeah, facts, bro. Like giving God the keys, bro, is definitely essential, especially in a space like this. Like, especially you having your own thing, like going and
Mhm.
like you said, sometimes things are out of your control.
Oh yeah.
You can't help a lot of things
Oh
sometimes.
yeah. Yeah. I had to let that whole I can fix it mentality. I had to let that go. If to the viewers, if you have that mentality, let it go because it's gonna put you in a position to where now that messes with your mental, can mess
Mm-hmm.
with your physical and your spiritual. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And relationships as well. You know what I mean? It can
Mm-hmm.
really affect you if you try to feel like you can fix situations. It's not to say that you're the type of person where you're controlling, but
Yeah.
sometimes, it could be pride,
Mm-hmm.
as being a male, black male,
Mm-hmm.
we got to handle situations differently.
Right.
Pride is a big thing. It
Yeah.
could just be the fact of you're a protector, you look after people, but you
Mm-hmm.
have that mentality of now you got to look after everybody. Can't do that.
Can't do that.
Can't
You're
do
gonna
that.
burn yourself out. Um, that's a good point too. I was gonna ask as well, like, and this is a more of a technical question, like
Okay,
toward
okay.
the like your profession,
Uh-huh.
chiropractic. Am I saying that right? Chiropractic.
Chiropractic. Yeah.
Chiropractic.
Yeah.
Um, what do you see a lot in your clients? Well, what part of the body do you see your clients neglect, or do you see people neglect in general, like overall?
The
The
most
most, yeah.
neck pain.
Neck pain.
Neck
Okay.
pain a
Okay.
lot.
Okay.
And low back pain, everybody's going to talk about low back pain. Low
Mm-hmm.
back pain is a very big thing. It's a
Mm-hmm.
very important thing, but I say the neck because one of the things that leads into a lot of neck pain
Mm-hmm.
is something that we use every single day, 24/7, that we live our life off of, our cell phone. And the reason why I
Wow.
say we neglect it is because we have the neck pain. We mention the neck pain. We say we got to do things about the neck pain.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we go back and do the same thing. We take our phone out. We're like this,
Like this. Yep.
like that. So
Dang.
I'm leading straight to neck pain because people are always going to have neck pain, especially in today's society now,
Mm.
because of the fact that we have the technology that's, you know, allowing our posture to not be its best.
Mm.
So I feel like that's one thing that people really neglect a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That also goes along with headaches as well too.
Headaches. Okay. So how you posture your
Mm-hmm.
neck coincides with headaches. Oh,
Yeah,
that's interesting.
that's one of the things. Yeah, yeah.
That's interesting.
There's
Okay.
actually a term for one of them because there's many different, like hundreds of type of headaches, but like the major headaches, migraines, everybody knows about those.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have tension headaches, which is pressure built up. But then you have one that's called a cervicogenic headache, right? What that breakdown is pretty much a misalignment in the neck posture between muscles and the joints that
Hmm.
causes your headache. Hmm.
Ah.
And a lot of
Ah.
times
Okay.
people would be like, I have a really bad headache,
Mm-hmm.
and they feel their neck pain, and they're like, I got to stretch, I got a headache. When
Yeah.
you say you got a headache and you start moving around like this a little bit, a lot of times it's that cervicogenic headache. You can even probably like pinpoint, like push that area, and it would relieve your headache because a lot of that pressure builds up between here, like mid lower part of the neck, and right at the base of the skull of the neck.
Interesting.
Mhm.
Ah, that makes sense though. I mean, just from how the bones are connected.
Yep.
So what's the name?
Cervicogenic.
Cervicogenic. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. I gotta remember that term. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's interesting though.
Hmm.
But I mean, it makes sense. I'm sitting here thinking about it. I'm like,
Yeah.
interesting. I'm working the finance field and the podcasting space, creative space. So I don't,
Yeah, you didn't think about that,
I don't
huh?
even think
You
about
didn't
that,
think about
bro.
that.
So but I do spend a lot of time on electronics, i.e., my phone and
Hmm.
laptop. So it's like
Hmm.
that makes
It
sense.
makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's nothing against those things, but now it's about being more attentive about it.
Mm-hmm.
So, like with me, it looks weird. It's gonna look weird, but I'll be on my phone. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like this.
Right.
I got to pick and choose where I do that because I know in public people look at me like I'm crazy, but sometimes you will catch me in public like
Just trying to
this
adjust yourself. Yeah.
because I know better. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
what comes with health. When you know better, you do better. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep. If
So
you knew better, you would do better.
exactly. Shout out to them.
Right? No pun intended. No. So this next segment, Joquan, this is called Building Beyond the White Coat.
Okay.
So we want to talk a little bit more about the entrepreneurship angle of things. As well as they know, you are an entrepreneur.
Mhm.
So if you want to give the viewers a little bit more information as far as what you do in that space, and share with them what you got going.
So away from, I guess, the chiropractic field,
Mhm.
really just kind of partnering. both health, a lot in like supplements based as well too. So I partner with a company, distribute. So I have a business, both me and my fiance, where we
Shout out to
distribute.
Danny.
Shout out to Danny. We distribute and we work with a lot of like supplement, well, really like one or two supplement companies,
Mhm.
organic based. And the reason why I like those a lot is because they partner really well with what overall health is.
Okay.
Okay. So that's another business endeavor that I'm building up as well too, because that goes along with my chiropractic standpoint, but also from the fact of just being an entrepreneur, building that business, learning how to build a business from that standpoint, working with mentors on how to develop that, but also how that can connect with what I do as my career, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just with entrepreneurship as a whole, just really learning the ins and outs,
Mm-hmm.
learning marketing. That's one thing I'm starting to learn. Really is
Yes.
like, not starting, but
Same
I've
here.
been starting to learn,
Mm-hmm.
growing from there. I've gotten a lot better with it, but marketing is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, because that's what bring people in.
Yes.
It doesn't really matter what profession you're in or
Mm-hmm.
what business you have, but marketing is major for entrepreneurship because that's
Absolutely.
how you thrive. That's how you
Driven by the
grow.
consumers.
Right.
Yeah. That makes sense, man. Yeah, I feel like I can attest to that. I can relate as well. I feel like marketing to me is the hardest part about entrepreneurship because,
Hmm.
like I just said, I feel like all businesses are ran by the consumer. If you have
Right.
any consumers, there's no product to sell.
Exactly.
So,
No business is gonna
yeah,
grow without a consumer. There's
e-
always gonna be a consumer.
exactly.
And just me personally, like, I'm a chill dude.
Hmm.
I try to like not be out there. If you know
Yeah,
me,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna open up. I'm gonna talk to you.
Mm-hmm.
Very personable.
Mm-hmm.
But marketing, I don't know. It's just something about it.
About it,
It's just
yeah.
something about marketing for me is like, but
It's a special skill.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and not everybody learns,
Mm-hmm.
how to do that. You're not gonna learn how to be a doctor. You're not gonna learn how to market. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's something you learn outside, but that's very important with entrepreneurship. It's
Absolutely. Yeah.
marketing. So that was something that I had to, learn for myself. Even with my fiance Danny, that we just shouted out.
Yep.
That was what she did in college. So she's been like teaching me
Mm-hmm.
different tips, like, hey, do this. Oh, hey,
Techniques
do
and
that.
stuff. Yeah.
And she's right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I've been like,
Facts.
oh man, I never thought of it like that. I
Yeah.
see it, but I just never thought of what goes into it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right. For sure. Hey man, but shout out to our wives, our significant others, man, and
Yeah.
because
Future
they see
wife.
things that we don't see. Right.
Right.
They see things we don't see a lot of times, and yeah, same for Tamia. Shout out to Tamia. She was on the first episode this season, and she serves as like the creative director of the
Mhm.
podcast because I know, you know, communication, sending emails, setting up calendar dates, and organizing all that stuff is
Yeah,
not
that's not me.
it's not my strong suit. So,
Yes, that's
yeah,
definitely the learning curve.
yes,
But as an entrepreneur, that's what you got to get into.
exactly,
You gotta
exactly.
enjoy doing that. You gotta like doing that because
Mm-hmm.
that's what's gonna thrive your business. That's gonna build your business, whatever it is. It's those aspects of communication
Mm-hmm.
and entrepreneurship, communication and marketing for entrepreneurship. Yeah.
Got you. Gotcha. No, that's great, bro. That's great. So this next question is this is more of a loaded question, but
Okay.
it's so what would you say is harder, being a chiropractor or being a business owner? That's the first part.
Okay.
All right. And then the second part is, what did nobody tell you about entrepreneurship?
Hmm. Okay. So for the first part, harder being an entrepreneur or a chiropractor.
Mm-hmm.
Being an entrepreneur is harder.
Okay.
It's really hard. Like
I agree.
being a chiropractor is hard, but it's something that you train for so long. I went to
Mm-hmm.
school for over 4 years, just chiropractic school for over 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 4 years, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and you're doing pretty much the same thing for so long, but that's how you get proficient in it. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? You
Mm-hmm.
do it for so long, so long. It's a difficult task. Like being a doctor is difficult because there's many different things that pop up that happens different. Everybody's different.
Mm-hmm.
People present differently with the same condition. But when you train so hard, so long that you pretty much have like a flow, a structure. You notice these red flags, and it builds what you do. And then when you get more confident in it, when you practice it a lot, when
Mm-hmm.
you enjoy, you're passionate about it, it gets easier. But entrepreneurship is very difficult,
Mm-hmm.
especially for me, because that's in a realm that I never really studied until I got out of school, until I needed to be an entrepreneur. That's when I started to learn about being an entrepreneur. That's difficult. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Because now I'm starting to get into finances
Mm-hmm.
and the marketing side,
Mm-hmm.
more networking. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? Networking still goes with chiropractic, but just being a chiropractor itself, like the adjustment standpoint of
Mm-hmm.
it, it's just realizing what people got going on, coming up with a game plan, executing it, right?
Got you.
Now, when you get into the entrepreneurship realm, you got to network and talk to people, because now that brings patients in. If you're one of those chiropractors that's like shy, because they
Mm-hmm.
have those, there's shy people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You got to break out of your shell. So now that's something you got to learn how to do. If you're like me, I'm the type of person, like I said, marketing was not my strong suit. I'm very good at what I do. I'll tell you about what I love, how I'm going to do it, how great it is. But to come up with a marketing plan on
I'm
that,
telling you, that's a special
bro,
skill, bro. But it's some people that do it just
they just knock it
naturally.
out the park. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
that look easy. I can do that.
It's
Then
a
I
gift,
try it and
bro.
it
Yeah.
doesn't happen that way. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? It takes more time for me, to figure that type of stuff out.
Facts.
So entrepreneurship, I would say, is harder than being a chiropractor from my standpoint, my viewpoint, because I've been doing chiropractic for so long, training for so long. I've been in the whole medical space, science for so long, that a lot of this stuff comes more natural to me than entrepreneurship. And what was the second part of the question?
What did nobody tell you about entrepreneurship?
Aside from it being hard, you're gonna get disappointed a lot.
Yes.
You're gonna get disappointed a lot.
Yeah.
And you have to be okay with that.
Yeah. Accepting the nose.
Man, I was talking to a mentor about that. That was just pretty much teaching me the entrepreneurship about chiropractic, right? And from that, she was just like, yeah, you got to be okay with the nose. And I told her, I think that's probably like one of the biggest things, is me pretty much pouring out my passion about why I do this, how I do this, how I can help you.
Right.
And you're like, it makes sense, but I don't want to do it.
Right.
What?
Right. You can't be like, but you can't be like,
right.
What you mean?
I'm like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I just
yeah.
pretty much gave you everything that you needed, and you're like, yeah, but from a business standpoint, yeah, for what it be the price, and that's like another thing too when it goes to entrepreneurship. Pricing is a big thing as well too, because she was like, you got to be okay with the nose. You can meet that person that literally would tell you they understand everything you say, it makes sense, it's worth it, and they're still gonna say no to you.
Yep.
And she's like, but you got to be okay with that.
And be able, and still, to in some form of fashion try to maintain a relationship.
Right. That was a big thing. And just even the groundwork of what running a business consists of, the budgeting, the finances, the understanding, the flow, whenever you get to the point where you have to get employees, making sure that you're duplicatable. You know what I mean? All of that, you don't learn that until you have to be an entrepreneur.
Exactly.
And I was like,
put into practice and actually are doing it in real time.
Because it's like, yeah, I love what I do and I'm going to keep doing it. But if I wanted to bring somebody else into my practice, people are used to seeing me and how I work. How can I train or teach this person to do the things that I do to where people would still be willing to come? You know what I'm saying? That's a whole skill in being an entrepreneur itself, is being able to be duplicated. So
absolutely, bro. Absolutely. So yeah, I wanted to talk a little bit about this here.
Oh yeah.
He actually gave me one of his the energy drinks that you guys distribute, right?
Yes.
So yeah, tell them a little bit about what this is.
Excuse me, I needed that. So this is called XS. This is XS Elite for focus and energy, peach mango flavor. But pretty much this is an energy drink. If you look through it, it is 0 sugar, but it has a lot of vitamins in it, right? So B vitamins is very big for focus, nervous system. A lot of times we don't get enough of that, right?
Right.
So we have this product XS. Eventually, I'll get the link. Send the link bio and all that.
Drop the link. Yeah,
drop all of that
in the description.
But they have different things. So the one that he's drinking is called Blue Raz, one of my favorite flavors. but it has a metabolism, fat burner in it. So it's good for energy, but it's also good to help burn fat as you actually, you work out and just go through your daily life. So that's a really good one to have.
Gotcha.
When you get the energy and you work out, but it gives you a little extra boost to burn fat.
Okay.
So now with this one is for energy and focus, right? Natural caffeines, no additives in it, but this basically allows you, the orange one, energy drink. This basically allows you to get a little bit more energy just throughout your day, as well as focus throughout your day. There's a component in here, and it's also big in electrolytes too, called rhodiola. I think it's a rhodiola. But that is a big component when it comes to focus, right? So that's pretty much what this is. And there's many different ones. They have some that's just straight energy, B vitamins, caffeine free, many different flavors. I just like this one the most because when I need more focus, I go with this. But the Blue Raz is one of my go-tos because, like I said, you get your energy, but you also get your fat burn, metabolism boost on top of that too. And the flavor is good. It don't taste fake. Don't taste like acid.
Right. But thanks for putting me on to this, bro. Yeah, and like I said, the viewers, we're definitely gonna drop the link to the storefront in the description, so you guys can check it out and support this Black-owned business, man. As we try to create healthier lives for not only our people, but just people in general. So.
Right.
Cheers, brother. Appreciate you. Yeah, that blue raspberry hit.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you.
All right. So next segment goes a little bit into relationships.
Ooh.
So as we stated earlier, you're engaged.
Yes.
To your fiance, Danny.
Yep.
You guys are
10th.
getting married soon. Oh, October 10th.
10/10.
Congrats, man.
Appreciate it.
You see, I don't know if y'all see the tan or the what is this? The sunburn.
The little sunburn we got going on.
So we went to celebrate their engagement, or the bachelorette party over in Grand Turks in Bahamas, Bimini, Bahamas. On a cruise. So it was a good time, man. I enjoyed it. I appreciate y'all for inviting me.
No, most definitely.
And the wife. And yeah, man, we had a great time.
We did. I'm not this dark. I'm a little bit lighter than this, but you know, when you out in the sun for a couple hours, you get a little dark.
Exactly. But nah, man. But yeah, my question to you is, how do you and Danny balance being partners in life and in business?
Ooh, that's a really good one. Support system. Like when you say like you have a rock, Danny's my rock. Like from chiropractic school to outside of chiropractic school to daily life to relationship, friends to building business. My rock, literally. Like she really helped keep me grounded, but also helped me, kept me in check. Like, hey, get your head in the game. You know what I'm saying? And that was a big thing for me. So when it comes to business, as far as like with the, the energy drinks, vitamins we talked about, we do that together. You know what I mean? That's something that I can pour into her because I'm a doctor. I know a lot about the medical side of it. She knows a lot about the marketing side of it. We tag team that, but she also gets an enjoyment behind it because for me, she sees I'm happy about it. I enjoy it. You know what I mean? It makes me happy. So she's like, okay, we do this together. Leading into chiropractic, she encouraged me. She don't be, doing no adjustments or nothing like that. But when it comes to like, hey babe, I'm trying to think of a good game plan, this, that, and the third. What do you think about this?
Right.
As a consumer, she'll be like, this is a great job. This makes sense from a consumer standpoint. Outside of that, she'd be like, nah, this doesn't make sense. Flip it this way, to rewrite it this way. Because as a consumer, she doesn't know the medical chiropractic side, but she knows if she walks into a chiropractic office, how she would want to, feel. How would she want the doctor to care about her, care for her and things of that nature. So that helps keep me in alignment. And even just like, if be honest, you have your moments where you doubt yourself. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. We all do.
We all do. We're people. From when I'm in school, even to, now, you know what I'm saying? I can honestly say I'm very confident in what I do, but there's always going to be a moment in time where you're just, sometimes you feel like, not defeated, but just down, I'm like down and out, not yourself.
Absolutely.
And when it comes to those moments, it's like, she could tell and she's like, nah, pick your head up. Like you gotta get back on track because it's not you. You're a great doctor. You know what you do. You're a great chiropractor. You change lives. Like I would tell her, like, man, I had this one patient and I've been working so hard and the results I want, I just didn't get it. It's like, and she would come back and be like, but what about the other 10 people that you literally told you that you changed their lives? You know what I mean?
Looking at it from a different lens.
Right. You know, like I would say like, man, I just today is like, I put a lot into it and they're like, maybe something feels a little bit better. She was like, okay, but what about the other 2 patients you had 2 days ago that were crying because you've helped them?
Yeah.
And I was like, man, you know, I got to realize that, you know, I'm good at what I do, but she helps me see that. And the crazy thing is a lot of those times where I'm so stressed and not overworked, stressed and like thinking so hard about all the not the negatives, but the things that I felt like I could do better on. When she tells me calm down, I relax, clear my mind. Like a day or 2 later, the things I was worried about goes away. You know, that same person that I was complaining like, I couldn't get one thing, 2 days later, they're like, oh man, this is phenomenal. You really helped me out. It was just because I didn't get that, you know, exact moment of like change. And like I said, you know, everybody has their moments where they feel like they're down and like, how can I be better? You know, but I can honestly say she helps pick me up out of that, man. So
yeah, absolutely.
That rock support system is very important to me. And, you know, she's always been there for me when I came like from my chiropractic program to now. And she does it still to this day. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Yeah, I can attest too, man. Man, you got you a real one. You got you a real one, bro.
Yeah, that's my homie. My dog.
But no, that trickles down to the topic, the overall topic, man, talking about alignment. Like having a good partner.
Right.
Picking the right partner.
Right.
Having that discernment. It's picking the right partner you do this thing we call life with is important. Yeah, and that helps that contributes to whether you're aligned or misaligned.
Yeah.
Significantly.
Having a good partner definitely will keep you in alignment.
Yes,
right.
Absolutely.
Most definitely.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. All right, so we're gonna take a short break from the episode, man, and go into a segment I like to call Locked In Trivia.
All right.
Where
let's get it.
you know, I usually ask questions that don't pertain to the topic, but this episode I decided to switch it up and just ask a little bit of fact, test your knowledge a little bit, so you can, one, you know, educate the viewers. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay. You can do that.
And these are simple questions. These are probably like elementary questions. You know what I mean?
Let's see. Let's not say that. Let's see.
So the first question is, how many bones are in the adult human body?
Adult human body.
Yes.
Adult human body.
It's multiple choice.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead.
No,
sorry.
You good.
You sure?
So
I'm gonna let you go. Go ahead.
The first choice, A 186.
Okay.
B 206. And then C 226.
Okay. Can I answer that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 206. Yeah.
Correct. All right.
That's the average standard.
Okay.
You know?
Okay.
Since you want to talk about education, you can actually have, you know, some people can have more, some people can have less, but those most cases are like anomalies. So, fun fact about me, I technically don't have 206 bones, and the reason why is I have something called sacralization, where my sacrum and my hip, they are technically fused at one point. So where they're supposed to be separate, they're connected. So technically, they're, you know, not separate. My lowest bone in my spine, my L5, my vertebra, that's also fused to my sacrum as well too. So like, it's like my L5 sacrum, which is like the 2 tailbones. So pretty much, I'm gonna just grab this right here.
Yeah.
Here, and a little bit of here are all like one, technically. You know what I'm saying? And that, you know, doesn't make 206 because you have, you know, situations, anomalies like that. So that's a fun fact. But to answer your question, 206 is the average. Supposedly.
Got you. Hey, so that's we learn something new every day.
Learn something new.
That makes sense. So the second question is, what part of the spine contains the most vertebrae? First choice is A, cervical, B, thoracic.
You got it.
Or C, lumbar.
Thoracic.
Okay. All right.
12 of them bad boys.
Man, you know.
12 of them bad boys.
All right. So this question is true or false.
Okay.
So your brain, true or false? Your brain uses about 20% of your body's energy.
True or false? 20%. Let's see. A lot of people don't really use their brains. I'm gonna say true.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. 2 more questions. What is the largest organ in the human body?
Okay.
A, the heart. B, the skin. Or C, liver.
Skin. A lot of people don't know that.
Man, 4 for 4.
Yeah, I'm in there like Wendy's. 4 for 4.
Right. All right. And the last question is 4 for 4.
Hey, they
We
say
did a lot of
say them in college, boy.
right.
Say this in college.
Right. Last question is how many hours of sleep do most adults generally need? Is it A, 2 to 4, B, 7 to 9, or C, 12 to 14?
We need a whole lot. I'm gonna say B, 7 to 9.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Good stuff. Hey, 5 for 5. I think you're the first person that gotten a perfect score locked in.
Got that knowledge.
Xavier from the last episode, he was close.
That's Xavier. That's Xavier. He know everything. so I understand that.
Yeah. But nah, bro. Hey, my guy knows his stuff, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you know what I'm saying? It's up here.
Right. Appreciate you for tuning in to Locked In Trivia, or participating in Locked In
No
Trivia.
problem. That's fun. I like trivia.
Yeah. It's like a little fun I like to implement.
Yeah.
So for the final segment,
Mm-hmm.
we like to call the final adjustment.
Okay.
My question to you is, for somebody watching this who feels like their life is out of alignment, whether it's their health, career, relationships, or purpose, what is the first adjustment you think they should make?
I'm gonna go with purpose.
Okay.
Did you say mental? Did you say mental in there?
Health, career, relationships, or you can touch on the mental part too. Yeah.
So I'm gonna throw mental with purpose.
Okay.
Right, and that kind of goes back to what I said earlier in the video, that the mentality is major. You know what I mean? The brain is a very, very, very powerful tool, and if you don't have the mental capacity to where you can, encourage yourself to go forward, or even have somebody to give you that, help you regain that mental capacity to grow forward, that'll be a big hindrance and hit to your body, physically, mentally, spiritually, in your business, financially, anything. You know what I mean? So purpose is a big thing, because when you can figure out at least a portion of what your purpose is, throw that mental in there together. Now, once you get that solidified, that now pushes you to be able to grow in different aspects. You know what I'm saying? And it doesn't have to be nothing grand, but it could just something simple as my purpose is to be better. You know what I'm saying? If you can just mentally decide that you want to be better, okay, well, now that's going to thrive into my finances. I'm going to do what I got to do to make my finances better.
Exactly.
I'm going to do what I got to do to make my health better, my relationships better.
Right.
So I'm going to start off with purpose first as an alignment, because all the other things, they can be fixed. They have their own makeup, but you want to make sure that you're not wearing that mask, that you're not successful and out of alignment. You want to make sure that internally, mentally, that you're where you want to be, to where you can now move forward.
That makes sense. Yeah, that's real good too. And I like to add too, once you define your purpose, I feel like it trickles everything. It trickles, it's domino effect.
Right.
You start your health and everything else will start to fall in place.
Right. And defining purpose isn't, at least how I view it, is not saying I'm going to be the world's greatest chiropractor, or I'm going to be a philanthropist, or I got to go be a disciple or something. You know what I'm saying? It's not that. Yeah. It's real simple. I view things, I try to keep things as simple as possible.
Yeah, simplistic.
Because the more simple things are for you, the better you grow, you elevate, the better, you can manage and handle things. So, purpose is literally something that's I just want to be better than I was yesterday. You know what I'm saying? That's your purpose for today. That's your purpose of life. Always be better than you were yesterday. Be 1% better. That's a big thing, for a lot of people. People try to go from 0 to 100. No, 1% better each day. That's going to get you. You're going to get to 100.
Yeah, 1% for 40 days. That's 40%.
Look at you.
A month and a half, you 40% better.
Right, you getting there.
Facts.
Right. So
Facts.
that's a big thing. That's what I would lean with first.
Absolutely, bro. My last question would be 10 years from now. When people hear the name Dr. Charleswell, Dr. Joquan Charleswell, what do you hope they remember?
I hope they remember more than the chiropractor for sure,
Mm-hmm.
but somebody that was able to allow them to feel better,
Mm-hmm.
be better, physically, but also just like, emotionally, mentally. I don't want people to view me as that doctor that they come in, they get adjusted, boom, 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 leave, or they come in, get their back crack, pop, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna talk to you. I like to talk to people.
Yeah.
I want to be remembered as that doctor that cared for people.
Mm-hmm.
Aside from just their back pain, aside from their neck pain, I actually cared enough to make your day better. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Not saying I got to go deep into your life and what you're dealing with, but just present you with a smile. Talk about the things that you enjoy.
Mm-hmm.
All the stresses and things that you dealt with when you come into my office. Like, we leave that at the door.
Yeah.
We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna make health fun.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what I want people to remember. 10 years, 1 year, tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you come in here and we work together, we're gonna have a good time. We're gonna get you better. Your pain's gonna go down,
Mm-hmm.
but you're gonna actually realize, like, this doctor actually cared about me.
Mm-hmm.
So when you hear, oh, Dr. Joquan Charleswell is coming in or is around, like, oh, that's the doctor that cares. That's the doctor that actually sat down and listened to me while adjusting my back and actually made me feel better when I left.
Right. So value, like being a human first.
That's a great way to put it.
Absolutely.
Being a human.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're all humans.
We're
Be
all
a
people.
human.
Yep.
I'm not better than nobody. I'm a human.
Exactly.
I'm a human.
Exactly, bro. But now that's a great way to end the episode, man. And appreciate you again for
No
hopping
problem.
on the platform, man.
Thank you for having me.
Sharing the knowledge, dropping these gems on the viewers, bro.
Mhm.
And yeah, man. I like I said, once again, I appreciate you again, man. And for my viewers, I hope you guys learned something about this conversation around the rims of alignment, not just aligning when it comes to chiropractic, but alignment when it comes to life.
Right.
So hope y'all enjoyed this episode, man. Appreciate it again from my guests.
No problem. Thank you for
Appreciate
having
you
me.
to my viewers, man. And Doc, I think I got a question. I got
What's up?
I need a little adjustment myself, so I think I might need your services, man, if you're available.
You ready?
I think so. Yeah, I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. Well, we can do it.
Well, before that, let's let's share your social media handles and where they can find you on social media and Instagram or whatever.
Okay. So yeah, my social media, I'm on Instagram, also on TikTok. Restored Rhythm Chiro. That's my handle. We'll get you all that information, links and everything like that. That has all my scheduling, contact information. You can reach out to me, text, call. We can get you scheduled. We'll work from there. But Restored Rhythm Chiro. Search that up in Instagram, TikTok. You'll find me. Okay.
Perfect, bro. Thank you again, brother.
No problem. Thank you, man. Thank you.
This concludes episode 3 of Pro Talks. We out. Till next time. Peace.